Chapter 9 His Travelogue Part 2 Local Tours from Hojai. Despite our busy schedule, we took time out to satisfy Ruplu. He was a traveler, explorer, and a true nature lover. It was not always possible to travel long distances, so we opted for short distance tours from Hojai. Visit to Nagaon. It was a frequent tour to Nagaon since it's only an hour's journey by car. The food specialist Dr. Madhumita Bora, my GMC classmate and friend, and Gini Mahi, Bhaskar's auntie, were always ready to serve us with their tasty delicacies. Pooh was a big fan of this connoisseur, Madhumita auntie as he called her. Yummy chili chicken, chicken korma, mutton curry, and relishing desserts were the dishes Ruplu always waited for and cherished. Ginimahi's specialty was Fula Lusi and Aloo Dum. Dr. Junaki Deka, my GMC classmate and friend, and Dr. Rubul Goswami, anesthesiologist, also satisfied Ruplu's desires. While in Guwahati, Ruplu often remembered Madhu auntie and would make plans to visit her. He would say, "Ma phone kora Madhumita auntik, aru koa ami goi asu buli, special khana banabo mur karone." Ma, call Madhumita auntie and tell her we would be visiting her and ask her to make special delicacies for me. Madhumita remembered Ruplu talking to her over the phone on 12 December 2018, saying, "Moi to jame, mae hai ninie." I will be going, but mom is not taking me. These words echo in Madhumita's ears, and she too misses him a lot. Nagaon had provided the opportunity for car servicing at RD Motors. We also did the honor to receive the Anandaram Borua Award Certificate and laptop for Paplu from this place. Puronigudam needs to be remembered, for we attended Rib Dr. Rubul's daughter's Annaprasanna way back in 2004. Sri Bhattardrava Than, 18 kilometers northwest from Nagaon, the Bordua Khotra, is a shrine, a center of art and culture, and the birthplace of the great literature, artist, dramatist, and founder of Vaishnav Dharma in Assam. He was none other than Sri Srimanta Shankardeva. My mother-in-law, a true Vaishnavite, wanted to pay homage to the great saint, so we took her there while she was in Hojai. Her endless preachings on Vaishnavism kept us updated as we treaded over the boundaries of the shrine. Ruplu enjoyed his dear Abu's company and took her to see the great saint's footprints on a huge block of stone. Ruplu revisited the shrine with his brother Paplu. Jasingfa Aqua Tourism Resort, Morikolong. When Ruplu heard that the Northeast Angling Festival was being held in Jasingfa near Nagaon, he was very excited and wished to visit the place. It had a couple of small water tanks rich in local and indigenous variety of fishes and diverse aquatic flora and fauna. On a Sunday we made the journey, and my dear Pooh had his first thrilling experience of angling. We were charged ₹50 per hour, but Pooh could not be patient enough to sit still for an hour and catch a fish. So no matter how great a water or fish lover he was, his first love was food. Dokmoka. On a Sunday we made it to the famous Jankeshwar Mahadev temple in Dokmoka, Karbi Anglong. It was a memorable outing for Ruplu. Kaki. Dr. Dhaniram Bora sir, Ruplu and I set out on a rainy day to Kaki. A long drive in the rain fascinated him. His eyes would dreamily follow the rain that would race down the window pane of the car. Lanka. Mr. Sanjay Bakshi, accountant of Hum Hospital, his wife Mrs. Mamta Bakshi, Ruplu's loving tuition teacher, and Neha, their daughter, Ruplu and I wanted to see the movie Two States. But one would be surprised because we went to see it in a small non-AC hall in Lanka. The only cooling system was the ceiling fan. Anything is possible when you opt to go out and enjoy, and we did enjoy the movie because of the good picture quality and audio system. I remember watching Bhauna in such a hall in Shillong while I was a child, and a movie in the same kind of a hall at 50 plus years of age. I pondered, for how long will these places remain underdeveloped? Jagirod. Ruplu had a very good experience of visiting the Jagirod paper mill in class 9 for his social science project. Bhaskar and I were tensed as it was his first travel in a group without us. He had to limp and walk along with the rest of his curious friends and wide-eyed the different areas of the mill, from bamboo storage zones to the making of paper. I remember he told me that the paper formed was coarse and looked dirty. Tour to Lucknow 2010. When Mama was going for the National Anesthesiology Conference in Lucknow, the city of the Nawabs, then why not her boys? All of us registered for the conference and cherished the Nawabi Khana. One stall attracted us. The panwala, in their traditional attire, offered a variety of pans with different flavors and extended their warm greetings. They danced and sang, Lucknow ki shan, Azerbaijan ka pan. Though I was engaged in the academic session, we did not miss the Bhulbhulaya or the bewildering maze at Bara Imambara. It is a labyrinth of thousands of interconnected passageways that led to nowhere but to a different passage. We were scared for forgetting our direction, and I held my dear Ruplu's hand cause he was too excited to meander the maze. Later we went on to see the magnificent Ambedkar Memorial Park dedicated to Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. The park also honors the lives and memories of Lord Gautam Buddha, Jyotiba Phule, Birsa Munda and others. The uniqueness of the park is that it was built of red sandstone and Makrana marble from Rajasthan. The Pratibimb Sthal, the main entrance guarded by 62 majestic statues of elephants on either side of the walkway, attracted Ruplu so much that he did not want to leave the place. His photos clicked as he stands tall amidst the great icons, makes him a memorable hero in his own way. Travel to Mumbai, December 2011. It was as if the young prince had won the battle and he goes to Mumbai to give updates of his victory to the king. With prior appointment with the king, Dr. Manish Agarwal, we were in his chamber at PD Hinduja Hospital. He examines Ruplu and says, "You are doing well, but you need very good physiotherapy as there is a weakness on side movement of the right leg." He then advised x-rays of the right leg and right hip joint and x-rays of the chest. Dr. Agarwal gets the x-ray films on his computer system and says, "All is fine, there is nothing to worry about." The moment Ruplu heard his words, he would not wait for a second but suggested going for a drive through the Sea Link and Marine Drive. The Bandra-Worli Sea Link is a cable-stayed bridge, and traversing through it with the majestic Arabian Sea below and the beautiful skyline amidst the setting sun was too relaxing for Ruplu. Bhaskar and I were momentarily relieved of the tension and were relaxed by the soothing effect of the ambience too. A drive through the Marine Drive was another cherishing experience for us. We always had the fear of the biomechanical behavior of the bone implant interface, That is, the megaprosthesis induced joint stiffness, instability, neuropraxia, and vascular injury. But thanks to God, his hip and leg with the prosthesis were in a good position. The following morning we had an appointment with Dr. Tapan Saikia. Our stay at Hotel Imperial Palace, Royal Palms, Goregaon provided the much needed comfort. In the afternoon we relaxed by the side of the pool and took photographs as Ruplu sat on the swing chair. We were lucky to attend another National Anesthesiology Conference at Hotel Grand Hyatt. From roadside stalls to conference, Ruplu had rolled his tongue at all places. Travel to Mumbai, December 2012. It was again the Prince's travel to Mumbai for his update, checkups, queries, and clearance of doubts. X-rays of his right leg, right hip joint, and chest were done. Dr. Manish Agarwal was happy with Ruplu's health and growth, but the X-ray of the right hip joint indicated some acetabular, the socket for the leg bone, changes with mild reduction in bone mineral density. Dr. Agarwal briefed us that in course of time, as Ruplu grows taller, there will be shortening of his right leg leading to a limping gait. He advised regular physiotherapy and to increase the sole of his right shoe to prevent the limp. The chest X-ray was normal. Indeed, it was a big relief as the disease had not spread to the lungs, the most common site of metastasis. After the checkup, we took Ruplu to the hanging garden for some refreshment. He enjoyed the sunset view over the Arabian Sea as he sat on a bench munching the local chana badam. I took a fast walk around the garden walkway. The soothing music that could be heard from small speakers arranged at equal distances added to the beautiful ambience. Tour to Hamirpur, July 2013. Paplu got admitted to B.Tech in Civil Engineering at NIT Hamirpur, Himachal Pradesh. It was a golden opportunity for all of us to visit the Himachal, one of India's most serene and beautiful hill stations. The 2 hours uphill journey by cab from Una through the hairpin turns made us quite excited and nervous too, for the death drops at the other side of the car. The clean paved roads with tall green pines, oak, deodar and eucalyptus on both sides, the lush green valleys, meadows and clear streams added to the scenic beauty. The roads twined up the hillocks with small temples here and there and very few people to be seen, unlike the rest of India. So fresh and pure we felt we were breathing 100% oxygen. Oh my God, we were highly impressed by the infrastructure, greenery and gardens of the NIT. In the evening, Ruplu and I strolled along the streets that paved up and down, embraced by pine trees. We sat by the roadside pillars, clicked photos, took a little rest and quenched our thirst. Ruplu loved to pick up the pine cones and play with them. At dusk, nature's beauty soon gloomed into darkness and it began to drizzle, but Ruplu still strolled around. He was reluctant to go to the hotel, so I had to pull him back like a little child who would not oblige on returning from the playground. The next day we went to the famous Jawala Mukhi temple. There was an idol in the temple, but all we could see was a flame in a shallow crater at the center. The eternal flame, burning since time immemorial, fills one with awe and oozed divinity. We offered our sincere prayers and sought blessings from the flaming goddess. My special prayers were for Paplu and Ruplu. One returned from the temple. Langar, free vegetarian meal, was served to all the visitors. For Ruplu and me, langar was our first experience and we enjoyed it. Our short stay in Hamirpur ended with sadness as we had to part with Paplu. Travel to Mumbai, December 2013. It was Ruplu's check-up trip to Mumbai. We always had the fear of what the reports would be like, the fear of the silent killer flaring up. But for Ruplu it was not a check-up visit, rather it was a sightseeing trip. He maintained good health and led a carefree life. He longed to bathe and bask on the beaches, to relax and spend time on the Marine Drive and watch people strolling the walkway. Some physically challenged and aged person would be on their wheelchair to cherish the beauty of the sparkling sea with its continuous splashes, perfectly lined palm trees separating the beach from the 6-lane driveway along the coastline. The night view is amazing with street lights and illuminated concrete high-rises that give an image of a necklace when viewed from a height. Marine Drive is thus referred to as the Queen's Necklace. Checkup was done at PD Hinduja Hospital and Dr. Manish Agarwal did the examination and on measurement found his right limb to be more shortened than expected as he grew much taller. His side movements showed no improvement, but the rest of his movements were good. Chest X-ray was fine and the disease had not spread and we were tension-free. Ruplu was least bothered for his right limb shortening because he had the silicone insoles inside his right shoes and specially ordered strapped leather sandals. Oh Lord, I tremble as I write, remembering his hasty nature of wearing his leather sandals to move on. His vigor never let him down, never let him stay back. Once checkup was completed, he would be relaxing and snacking at the Marine Drive on bhel puri, pav bhaji, pani puri and gola. The next moment he would be enjoying the long drive through the sea link. Ruplu would not be at peace and kept asking me, "Ma, Monisha auntyr tat ketia jam? Ma, when are we going to Monisha auntie's place?" Until we took him to the Hiranandini Towers in Thane. The posh apartment had a serene backdrop of the Yoar Hills and Ulas River and Pooh loved to spend some peaceful time there. Travel to Mumbai, December 2014. We never missed Ruplu's yearly checkup in Mumbai and Paplu was free to take us there. Pooh was doing well and grew even taller, so except for the limp he had a very good physique. Dr. Manish Agarwal did the examination, saw the x-rays and advised only for physiotherapy as otherwise everything was fine. Once we were done with the checkup, my boys would not lose a second but to enjoy the Mumbai outings. We went to the Gateway of India. Ruplu was fascinated by the sight of the anchored ferries and boats and those that were sailing to and fro from the harbour. As we strolled around clicking pictures, we felt the cool breeze and the sunset view together gave us a pleasant and memorable experience. Pictures of both Paplu and Ruplu in red t-shirts and goggles with the Taj and Oberoi on the background and the gateway on a few are now treasured in Ruplu's album. There are pictures of me in a purple and black dress standing with my boys on either side as I stretch myself to match their heights. Next we were in the Marine Drive enjoying a short tanga ride. Then within minutes Paplu and Ruplu went down the tetrapods, the four-legged concrete structures that act as armor to dissipate the tide along the shore. I was very scared to see Ruplu hopping and jumping down those blocks following his brother. Both had their adventurous outing and I could not stop myself from capturing their wonderful moments. The following morning we opted for a tour to the Elephanta Caves, a World Heritage Site on Elephanta Island. 7 caves with rock-cut architecture of Lord Shiva, Ganesha and Goddess Parvati that perched all over the place, open porticos and an ale are worth seeing. The 1-hour ferry ride from Gateway of India to the Elephanta Island was a very pleasant one. We enjoyed the amazing view from the ferry as it skimmed through the gentle waves of the Arabian Sea, the refreshing breeze and the beautiful white seagulls flying downwards to swim along the ferry as if they competed. The sun rays glimmered the water with its reflections, and nature's beauty gave us ample happiness and momentarily relieved us of our tensions. The next morning we set out to seek blessings from the Lord at Sri Siddhivinayak Ganapati Mandir in Prabhadevi. On reaching the site there was a huge crowd, many in long serpentine queues, and the entrance was not visible. We were tensed and taken aback. I wondered how Ruplu would stand in such long queues. However, Paplu had his piece of information that on payment of ₹50 per person, a special gate would allow the entry of a sick or physically challenged along with the accompanying person. Without a second thought, we opted for the special gate. It also had a rush, and the crowd was like a powerful wave. It pushed us forward without having to move our feet. I offered the worship thali, that is the plate, made short prayers and had to exit. Lord Ganesha blessed Ruplu by adding 4 more fruitful years of his life. That very day we again visited Manisha in Thane. So dear friends, that was all about Ruplu's travelogue in Mumbai and the local tours. Thank you for listening to Rishabh's travelogue. Meet you all again in the next episode with more of his travel diaries. Till then, stay safe, stay fit, and take care.